सर मुझे लगता है दूसरी बार जब अगर अचानक से बंद हो जाती है क्लास तो दूसरी बार अपने आप ही रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है। और
हाँ।
वो होस्ट के मतलब जैसे आप होस्ट हैं तो वो
अच्छा
आपके थ्रू ही रिकॉर्ड होती है, मतलब आपके पास चली जाती है उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग।
अच्छा 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 अच्छा।
मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, मतलब जूम का ऐसा है कि अगर रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करने से पहले ही अगर क्लास एंड हो जाती है,
ओके।
मतलब एक मीट एंड हो जाती है, तो अगली मीट जब स्टार्ट होती है अपने आप ही स्टार्ट हो जाती है रिकॉर्डिंग।
चलिए ठीक है, तो हम ही शेयर कर देंगे इसको, और आज सारे यूआरएल शेयर कर देंगे, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर।
समझ में आया कंस्ट्रक्टर?
हाँ सर, तो मतलब सर ये वाला जो कंस्ट्रक्टर है कंपाइलर बनाता है?
ये डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर, अगर आपने नहीं बनाया है।
डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर कंपाइलर बनाता है।
अगर समझे नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, बट suppose if you define any class student, and inside a student class you create a property, two property, one is a roll number and other is a string name, and now we are define one user defined constructor. Suppose I am defining one user constructor and putting some default user defined default value. Suppose if whenever you create any object, that object we want to initialize with 101 roll number value, and name I want to initialize for that object with John. So here we are putting our user defined default value. So once you compile this file, at the time of compilation, compiler check whether any user defined constructor is present inside the class or not. So compiler will check, yes, constructor is available in a user defined constructor is available inside the class. If user defined constructor is available, then compiler will not define any system generated constructor in a class. Compiler will define default constructor inside the class if there is no user defined constructor inside the class. If any user defined constructor is present inside the class, then compiler will not define any constructor. So this is a user defined constructor, and user defined constructor is here we define a zero parameterized, and this user defined constructor is used to define some default value, some user defined default value. But here system always generate not user defined value, it will assign all instance variable with some default value. So for integer, what is the default value? 0, and for string, default value is null. Okay, now user defined constructor we have two types. User defined constructor we have two types. User defined constructor are two types. User defined constructor two types. One is a zero parameterized, and second one is a parameterized constructor. So zero parameterized constructor, suppose we have a student class. Inside a student class, we create, okay, let's here we are discussing. Now open the Eclipse, and here we have a student class. Inside this student class, we are defining one zero parameterized constructor. This is a user defined zero parameterized constructor. So what is the use of the zero parameterized user defined constructor? Zero parameterized constructor is used to setting some user defined default value for a object. So whenever you want to initialize an object by using some user defined default value, then you have required to use user defined zero parameterized constructor. But we want to initialize own value to each object, then we have required to use parameterized constructor. So when we have required to use parameterized constructor, if you want to set own value into the object, then you have required to use parameterized constructor. So I am converting this constructor into parameterized constructor. Actually, object has how many property? Object has two property. So at the time of creation of objects, we want to initialize object. How many property of an object? At the time of creation, we want to initialize two property of an object. So this constructor required how many parameter? Two parameter. Int r, I'm taking another parameter n. So now we are initializing roll number with r variable parameter, and name value we are initializing with n parameter. So now you can check here class contain parameterized constructor. Class contain which type constructor? Class contain parameterized constructor. If class contain parameterized constructor, So at that time of creation of object, when you creating the object, watch here, we creating the object, we will get the error. Why? Because class contain parameterized constructor. Actually, constructor will executed at the time of object creation. Constructor will be executed at the time of object creation, and constructor is a parameterized. Parameterized, it means it's expecting some value. When expecting this value? At the time of object creation. So if class contain parameterized constructor, so at the time of object creation, we need to supply those values. So now you can check after new keyword, you are writing whatever. This is a constructor. This is a constructor. Now at the time of object creation, we are passing the value. So now we are passing the value. This value passed to the constructor parameter. So 101 will receive by the R and John will receive by N variable. So this means if class contain parameterized constructor, so at that time of object creation, we require to pass those values. Now this object, one object is created and this object initialized with 101 and name value initialized with John. Now we create another object. Now another object we want to initialize with 102 and name we want to initialize with Harry. So now we have two different objects. Now both objects are initialized with their own values. Now you save it and run it and you can check here. This is the first object you created and constructor will invoke and object will initialize. This is the object, first object detail, and this is the second object detail. This means when you creating the object, the same time object will initialize. This means object initialization code we are placing inside constructor. In the previous class, already we have defined input method for doing the same task. By using input method, we are performing object initialization code. So now we remove this input method because no need to use this input method because we are initializing object through constructor. So object initialization code we are placing inside the constructor. So when you create object at the same time, we are initializing the object. So user defined constructor may be zero parameterized and parameterized. When we should go for zero parameterized constructor, user defined zero parameterized constructor. If you want to initialize an object with some user defined default value, then we should go for zero parameterized user defined constructor. But if you want to initialize an object with their own values, then we should go for parameterized user defined constructor. So here we define which constructor? User defined parameterized constructor.
Sir, if we define any constructor, whether it is zero parameterized or parameterized,
yes,
the compiler will not create its own constructor.
Compiler will not create.
So after writing this constructor, which you have written student int r and string n, which will take these arguments.
Yes,
so now I cannot create its object via student s1 equal to new student.
Yes, you can't create an object with zero parameterized.
Okay.
Okay. Because class contain only parameterized constructor.
Parameterized constructor. So there can be only one constructor.
हाँ अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं नहीं वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे ओवरलोडिंग है ना वो ओवरलोडिंग का पार्ट आएगा वो अलग पार्ट है जब मेथड ओवरलोडिंग पढ़ाएंगे तब बताएंगे
Okay.
So watch here student class contain parameterized constructor. So if class contain parameterized constructor, can we create an object with zero parameterized constructor? Okay, let's here we create one more object student s3 equal to new student. Watch here, if you try to create object of this class with zero parameterized constructor, what happens? We will get the error. Why? Because class contain parameterized constructor. It means you can create an object for this student class with parameterized constructor only. You can't create an object of this class with zero parameterized constructor. So suppose sometimes we want to create an object with parameterized constructor and sometimes we want to create an object with zero parameterized constructor. It is a possible. Yes, it is a possible. So this thing we will discuss at the time of constructor overloading. So when we will discuss constructor overloading, then we will discuss this thing. But remember this point, if you define single constructor inside a class, If you define parameterized constructor, then you can create object of the class by using parameterized constructor. This means at the time of object creation, we have required to pass a value. If class contains zero parameterized constructor, then you can create an object of a class by using zero parameterized constructor. This means at the time of object creation, we doesn't require to pass any value. So this is a constructor. What is the use? What is the basic purpose of the constructor? The basic purpose of the constructor to initialize an object. Clear? बताइए।
सर क्लियर।
समझ में? कंस्ट्रक्टर का रोल क्या है? कंस्ट्रक्टर का रोल क्या है?
So to initialize the object
है ना?
with the
ऑब्जेक्ट
creation.
इनिशियलाइजेशन कोड कहाँ पे हमें प्लेस करना चाहिए? कंस्ट्रक्टर के अंदर। ज्यादा बेटर है ना?
हाँ सर। तो सर गोइंग फॉरवर्ड हम जब भी कोई ऑब्जेक्ट बनाएं और अगर हम उसको कुछ पैरामीटर हमें उसको मतलब पैरामीटर्स यूज करने ही होंगे ऑब्वियसली, तो हम उसका कस्टम कंस्ट्रक्टर बनाकर ही उसका हमेशा ऑब्जेक्ट को इनिशियलाइज करें।
बिल्कुल, ये देखिए है ना?
राइट सर।
तो कंस्ट्रक्टर आपका पैरामीटराइज हो सकता है, नॉन पैरामीटराइज हो सकता है। ध्यान रखिए जब भी
एक ऐसी डाउट आ रहा था।
हाँ पूछो।
कि क्या मेथड के अंदर मेथड कॉल कर सकते हैं?
एक मेथड के अंदर दूसरा मेथड कॉल कर सकता है, कॉल कर सकता है, डिफाइन नहीं कर सकता।
अच्छा, और सर क्या हम इसके आर्गुमेंट में भी भेज सकते हैं एक मेथड को?
ये तो नहीं, अभी हमने इनपुट में देखो मेन के अंदर किसको कॉल कर रहे थे? इनपुट को कॉल कर रहे थे, इनपुट से आर्गुमेंट पास कर रहे थे। ये तो हम लोग ने वहाँ पैरामीटराइज जब मेथड पढ़े थे तो उसमें बताया था ना।
राइट सर, राइट।
जब एक मेथड दूसरे, जैसे हम हमसे कहें कि हमें 2 का स्क्वायर बताओ, तो हमने तुम्हें कॉल किया, लेकिन तुम स्क्वायर उसी नंबर को बताओगे जिसका नंबर हम बताएंगे ना। बस स्क्वायर बताने से पहले तो हमसे ये कहोगे, एक्सपेक्टिंग करो भाई वैल्यू तो बताओ, हम किस चीज का स्क्वायर बताएं।
राइट सर, राइट।
आया कि नहीं आया?
और सर क्या ये, हाँ सर, और सर क्या ये जो आर्गुमेंट पास हुई जैसे 101 जॉन, इसी आर्गुमेंट के अंदर क्या मेथड भी पास हो सकता है?
नहीं, मेथड नहीं, मेथड ऐसा पैरामीटर नहीं। हाँ, मेथड ऐसा पैरामीटर पास, देखिए अगर हम लोग मेथड ऐसा पैरामीटर पास करना चाहें तो भी पास कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो अभी हायर ऑर्डर फंक्शन, वो बहुत जावा 8 का कॉन्सेप्ट है। लेकिन इससे पहले हम लोग कुछ नहीं, ऐसे नहीं पास कर सकते नॉर्मली।
ठीक है सर, गॉट इट, माय कंफ्यूजन गॉट क्लियर।
क्लियर?
यस।
तो देखिए जो कल का हमने आपको एक्सरसाइज का क्वेश्चन दिया था, वहां पे देखिए मतलब जैसे भी आप टिकट क्रिएट करोगे ना, तो उसी ऑब्जेक्ट जैसे क्रिएट करो उसी टाइम पे वैल्यू पास कर दोगे थ्रू कंस्ट्रक्टर। मोर बेटर है ना?
राइट सर, राइट। उसमें 3 पैरामीटर है, जैसे
और जैसे ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट हो उसी
नेम, सोर्स,
तुरंत, जैसे
डेस्टिनेशन।
ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट हो तुरंत टिकट आईडी जनरेट हो जानी चाहिए ना।
ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएशन के टाइम पे टिकट आईडी जनरेट।
जैसे टिकट क्रिएट
सर
करोगे
अगर
तो टिकट तुरंत जनरेट होगा, तो कोड कहाँ लिखोगे?
कंस्ट्रक्टर
जैसे
में
ऑब्जेक्ट
सर?
क्रिएट करो कंस्ट्रक्टर क्रिएट होता ना।
हाँ सर।
बस
मतलब सर कंस्ट्रक्टर के अंदर ही कोड लिख दें कि अगर मेरे पास पैसेंजर का नेम, सोर्स, डेस्टिनेशन है तो तभी टिकट जनरेट हो जाए।
यस, बात समझ में आए?
यस सर, यस सर।
कोई कंफ्यूजन? चलिए नेक्स्ट देखते हैं स्टैटिक वेरिएबल। स्टैटिक वेरिएबल क्या होता है? Now we will discuss static variable. What is a static variable in Java? So let's we try to understand the static variable in Java. What is the use of static variable in Java? Okay, now we open student class. Inside this student class, we creating one more variable, string college name. I'm creating one more variable, college name. So student class contain how many variables? Student class contain 3 variables: name, roll number, and college name. So it means when we creating an object for a student class, we want to initialize 3 properties for a student. One is a roll number name, and other is a college name. So I'll take one more variable C. And now in the college name, we are initializing C. Okay, so now we make student class inside. Now we define one parameterized constructor which takes 3 input, and these input are used to initialize instance variable. So now come into the test class. So suppose this is the first student whose roll number is 101 and name value John, and the college name is IIT. Now we have created another student and name roll number 102 and Harry, and this student also belongs which college? IIT. So how many objects you have created? 2 objects you have created. So now watch this diagram. We have 2 objects, and these 2 objects having 3 properties, and created 2 objects, and these 3 objects having 3 properties. One is the name, roll number, and college. Name, roll number, and college. So roll number, name, college. For the college name, I'm giving C name. College name. A variable name is a college name C. And this object also having this property: roll number, name, and C name. So this also having 3 properties. Suppose this object address is 1000 and this object address is 2000 s. And now who is pointing this object? S1. And who are pointing this object? S2. So S1 contains this memory address. What is the address of this memory? 1000. Now S2 contains this memory address. What is the address of this memory? 2000.
2000.
So S1 pointing to this memory and S2 pointing to this memory. So once you create student 1, so we are initializing the student object roll number value with 101 and name value we are initializing John, and college name we are initializing with IIT. Now we create another student, roll number value initialized with 102, name value we initialize with Harry, and college name we initialize with IIT. So now watch here. Here we have 2 students. Here we have created only 2 student objects. So maybe in a one college there are number of students belongs 1000, 2000, 3000, 10,000. Suppose a student belongs to a particular college. So 10,000 student maybe belongs to IIT. Now here you can watch this diagram and you can feel here each student having different roll number value, and maybe more than one student can have same name, but most of the student having different name. But all the students which are belong to the IIT college are having the same college name information. Here we created only 2 students. Suppose you created 1000 objects, but all 1000 objects having the same college because all students belong to the same college. So for all students, college name value is IIT. If you created 1000 objects, how many times memory will be allocated for college name? 1000 time memory will be created. For college name, 1000 time memory will be created. For college name, 1000 time memory will be created. But all object having the same information, all object contain the same information, common information. Okay, all student, all 1000 student having different roll number. So 1000 time memory we have required because all student contain our specific information. But college name is a variable which contains common information for all objects, for all student objects. So the variable which contain common information for all objects of a class, that variable is not recommended to declare at a object level. That variable is not recommended to create as an instance variable, because if you create a variable as an instance variable, for instance variable memory will be allocated for each object separately. So the variable which contain the common information for each object of the class, that variable we need to declare as a static variable. So that variable we require to declare which type? Static variable. Which type? Static variable. So what is the advantage if you declare a variable as a static? If you declare variable as a static, for static variable, memory created only one time. This is a major advantage. For a static variable, memory will be created one time. How? Okay, watch here. I am giving one real life example. Suppose when you enter in the classroom, suppose there are 60 students. There are 60 students in the classroom, and in the classroom, how many whiteboard we have required? Whiteboard. One whiteboard is required. And this whiteboard memory will be created at object level. When a student come, student carry the whiteboard? No.
No, sir.
When a student leave the class, student carry the whiteboard? No. Actually, whiteboard memory will be allocated at classroom level. All students of the class will share common this memory. Suppose what happened? 60 students, 60 whiteboard. The memory you are not utilizing. You are not utilizing the resources. Actually, whiteboard we require for common for all students. So whiteboard we have required to declare as a static. If you declare any variable as a static, one thing you have to remember: static variable is not part of the object. Static variable is a part of the class. Suppose there are 60 students, each student have required notebook. So suppose 60 students, how many notebook required? 60 notebook required. Notebook is a object student level. Each student maintain our notes at each student level. So when a student leave the class, the student also carry the notes. This means notebook is required instance. 60 students, 60 notebook required. But whiteboard required how many times? Only one time, because this whiteboard contains the common information for each student of the class. So whiteboard memory is not allocated at an object level. Whiteboard memory will be allocated at a class level. So static, if you declare any variable as a static variable, for static variable only one time memory will be allocated at the class level. It will allocate a memory at a class level. For static variable is not part of an object. Instance variable is a part of an object, whereas static variable is not a part of an object. For static variable, only one time memory will be allocated at the time of object. Sorry, for static variable, only one time memory will be allocated at the class level. Okay, let's try to understand each point. So what is a static variable? So what is a static variable? So if you declared any variable inside the class, but outside the method or block or constructor, but with static modifier, that variable is known as static variable. That variable is known as static variable. Which variable? The variable which are declared inside the class directly. Suppose I declare student class. Inside student class, I am declaring one variable static string name, college name. एक बाल्टी पानी देना, एक मिनट. चलिए देखिए एक मिनट. स्टैटिक वेरिएबल समझ में आया? So I'm declaring one variable college name. So this variable will be declared inside the class directly, but outside the method and outside the block and outside the constructor with static modifier. That variable is known as static variable. And second, for static variable, only one time memory will be created. Only how many times? Only one time. When we should go for static variable? If all object of a class, contains common information, if all object of a class contains common information, then we should go for static variable. So if all object of a class contains same information, common information, if you want to share common information for all object of class, then we should go for static variable. Just like suppose in WhatsApp group, suppose if you want to send a message for 10 people, the information message is common for all persons. So you are not required to sending that message individually. That message you are required to send on a group, because this message is a common for all person. But if the message is not common for all person, the message then we need to send individually. When we sending the message individually, it means that time we need to declare as an instance variable. But the information is common for all object of the class, that variable we required to declare as a static. So static variable is a class level variable. Class level variable. This means for static variable, memory will be allocated at the class level. When memory will be allocated for static variable, memory will be allocated at the time of class loading. What means of class loading? So let's suppose I am creating one class, student class. Suppose we have a student.java class. This class actually stored in a hard disk memory, and when you create an object for this class, actually when you run this class needs to load from secondary memory to primary memory. When class is loaded from secondary memory to main memory, that is known as class loading. When class is loaded, at the time of class loading, for static variable, memory will be created. So static variable comes into the picture before instance variable, because object of the class will be created. Suppose if writing new student, so what happened? First it will check whether class is loaded into the main memory or not. If the class is not loaded, first it load the class from secondary memory to the main memory, then it will create the object for loaded class. But when class is loading from secondary memory to the primary memory, at the time of class loading for static variable, memory will be created. So in the similar way, actually suppose one new college is open. So when new college is opened, at the time of class construction, at the time of class creation, the same time whiteboard will be allocated before coming to the student. This means for static variable, memory will be created at the class level. Static variable is a part of class. So remember this point, static variable is a part of a class. What the advantage? Actually here we utilizing the memory. Here in the student class we have college name. If you are not declare a college name as a static, what happened? Actually you are not utilizing memory. Suppose you create a 1000 object, 1000 times memory will be created for college name, but for all object information is common, but still we have created 1000 time memory. If the information is common, then why we are creating this variable as an instance level? Why we creating this? Why we are creating memory for this variable for many times, for multiple times? If the information is common for all object of the class, that variable we are required to declare as a static. So now we declare college name as a static. So college name is a static variable. So when we create the object at the time of same information we are passing, if the information is common, so actually when we create the object the same time we are initializing the value, because actually all object of the class contain what information? IIT. So when we declare at the same time, what we are doing? We are initializing the variable. So we are not initializing college name through constructor, because actually this once you initialize this is the information which is common for all object of a class. So for college name, one sub memory is created at a class level. This is not a part of an object. One class level memory is allocated, and all object of the class will share this memory, and all object having same information. And all objects, suppose this is the first object and this is the second object, and all object having two properties. One is a roll number, this is an instance variable, and another is a name. Okay, all object has two instances because roll number and name is an instance variable. So for roll number and instance, for roll number and name, object level memory will be allocated. So now all this object, actually this object is pointed by S1 and this object is pointed by S2. And now S1 is pointing to this memory, S2 is pointing this memory, and S1 and S2 also pointing this common memory. This is a common memory at a class level. Clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes sir, clear.
Clear? क्यों स्टैटिक यूज करते हैं, समझ में आया?
Yes sir.
अब आपको जो हमने क्वेश्चन दिया था वो आप दिमाग लगाइएगा, कंस्ट्रक्टर भी हो गया, स्टैटिक भी हो गया, अब उसको यूटिलाइज कीजिए। वो आप नेक्स्ट आपके पास टाइम है 3-4-5 दिन का, जब हम सैटरडे को उस क्वेश्चन को डिस्कस करेंगे, उससे पहले आप जितना दिमाग लगा सकें, है ना?
Sure sir.
क्लियर? उसमें ये सारे
Yes, sir.
कॉन्सेप्ट यूज होंगे, कंस्ट्रक्टर भी यूज होगा।
अच्छा सर, उसमें स्टैटिक का भी होगा?
स्टैटिक हर बार काउंटर इंक्रीमेंट करना है ना।
ओह राइट सर।
अगर काउंटर को इंस्टेंस वेरिएबल बना दोगे तो काउंटर की वैल्यू हर ऑब्जेक्ट लेवल पे अलग अलग क्रिएट होगी ना।
यस सर, और डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगी जैसे ऑब्जेक्ट चला जाएगा, मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट
सेम काउंट, मतलब उसी काउंट मेमोरी को अपडेट करना ना नेक्स्ट टाइम।
राइट सर, राइट, गॉट इट।
तो यूज कीजिएगा उसको। क्लियर?
यस सर।
चलिए बाइंड अप करते हैं, इतना रखते हैं, इसको अच्छे से बहुत अच्छे से रिवाइज कीजिएगा। आज सारे लिंक हम शेयर कर देंगे, उन लिंक को एक बार फिर से पढ़ डालीजिएगा, उसमें जितना भी पढ़ा उसको बहुत अच्छे से इम्प्लीमेंट कर लीजिए, क्योंकि आगे उतना ही अच्छा आएगा जितना ज्यादा ये वाला इम्प्लीमेंट आप कर लोगे, तो कॉन्सेप्ट बढ़ते चले जाएंगे, है ना।
राइट सर।
चलिए ओके, बाय एवरीवन।
सर थैंक यू सर, बाय।
हेलो।
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली मेरा तो ठीक, मैं एक बार ट्राई करता हूँ फिर बात करता हूँ सर आपसे।
क्या हुआ?
मैं अपने से एक बार ट्राई करके देखता हूँ, फिर से देखता हूँ क्या
नहीं,
हुआ।
मैं आज आपको लिंक शेयर कर दूंगा, है ना, एक बार वो लिंक पूरे देख लीजिए, है ना, और फिर उससे ट्राई कीजिए, आपको
हाँ
समझ में आ जाएंगे, तो आप बराबर में आ जाएंगे अगर आपका छूटा है ना।
हाँ
ठीक है, आज मैं सारे लिंक शेयर कर देता हूँ आपको, ठीक है।
ठीक है।
ठीक।